Well, it's rainy season again here in Seattle. And do you know what you do during rainy season in Seattle?
I'll tell you what you do during rainy season in Seattle. You go to Hawaii. Hey guys, welcome to the big island of Hawaii. It is a beautiful island paradise, and this is our very first time to Hawaii. We've been in Seattle almost 10 years, and this is finally our first time. It's crazy to think of how long it's taken us to get here, but we are here, and we are here for a very specific, exciting reason. We're doing a night dive with the manta rays. We're actually here in Kona, just north of Kona. We're staying at the Marriott Waikoloa Beach, which is looking like a beautiful resort. We got in last night, got in late, got our rental car, didn't see a whole lot. Our first impression was great though, the people were so friendly. And now today, our first day, we're just enjoying this beautiful 90-degree sunny day before exploring the rest of the island. We're gonna do a little bit of driving across to Hilo, check out maybe some other things that we've been hearing about, and then do our dive. So we are so stoked to be here. We actually haven't come because a lot of people scared us off. They said, don't go to Hawaii, it's super expensive, you're gonna regret it, you're gonna wish you just had gone to Mexico. And first impressions, I think that's a big lie. Hawaii, there's just something special about Hawaii. So we can't wait to go exploring after enjoying a beautiful morning on the beach. Oh yeah, and Sean's out there swimming. He's scoping it out, so someday if we can bring Freedom here, great bay for her right here on the beach. And speaking of Freedom and Hawaii, we are actually really excited too, because before we came, we met up with some old boat neighbors of ours that we hadn't seen in forever, only to find out that they moved to this island. They are in Hilo, they have an Airbnb, and they brought their big fluffy dog with them. It's like the Saint Bernard. And we've been a little bummed because we've heard over the years that you really can't bring animals into Hawaii without either a month or 3-month quarantine. And there's no way I would put Sully and Martha into a quarantine for that long. Not even, maybe 24 hours. But they said there are ways to get around that. And if you're good with paperwork and you're somewhat organized, you can get around it. So that is awesome. Freedom has spent a lot of time already in Hawaii with her first owner, I believe. So that's awesome. Now we can actually come to Hawaii. It would be like 11 or 12 day trip for us. So we might change our cruising plans a little bit once we hit up Alaska in the next couple years. So Hawaii, we might be here with Freedom right over there. But until then, we're just gonna enjoy this island and check it out. There's a ton to do. And again, we can't wait to dive with those manta rays in a couple days. So you're gonna enjoy it. So today we are driving to Hilo. Sean just went to get our rental car and then we're gonna be off. I think our first stop is gonna be a waterfall. There's supposed to be a ton of waterfalls on the east coast of the island. And then we're gonna go in search of poke. We have been craving poke forever. So since we're in the home of where it's supposed to be the best, we're gonna go in search of Hawaii's best poke. And it's a fabulous day. It's probably 86 degrees, high humidity, which I love. Everything feels better in humid weather for me. And yeah, light winds. I can't wait to see what this island has in store. And my chariot awaits. You going to Hilo?
Come on in.
The island of Hawaii, also referred to as the Big Island, is the largest of all of the Hawaiian islands and arguably one of the most unique islands in the world. This island is nearly twice the size of all of the other Hawaiian islands combined, and it's home to 8 of the 13 global climate zones. The vast lava rock fields that make up the desert-like West Coast make you feel like you're on Mars, and especially not in the United States of America. Within a couple hours' time, you start to find greener pastures filled with thousands of grazing cattle before entering the lush and more tropical east coast of the island. A perfect place to find beautiful rainbows and waterfalls, like the popular Akaka Falls State Park. Located only 11 miles north of Hilo, the Akaka Falls is a 442-foot waterfall named after the warrior chief Akaka. Legend has it that this strong and handsome warrior threw himself over the cliff out of shame for his extramarital affairs. He fell headlong into the deep gorge below, transforming into a waterfall. Then when his wife came running to save him, her tears turned her into a rock at the top of the falls so that she could always be next to him. When his mistresses came, however, and wept for him, they turned into smaller waterfalls located nearby.
It's pretty impressive, Sean, wouldn't you say?
Very cool.
Very cool.
You want to take like 2 steps to the left?
No, luckily they have a nice barricade here. I think it's a pretty steep drop off.
If you come to the Akaka Falls, which we highly recommend, be sure to stop for fresh pineapple and coconut on the side of the road right outside the park. The nice guys working there will even cut and bag it up for you, so you won't waste any time enjoying the best, and I mean the absolute best pineapple and coconut water that will ever touch your lips.
This is the best coconut water I've ever had, and I'm thinking that's going to be the best pineapple we've ever had.
Oh.
Good.
Seriously, it's something of magic, eating fresh fruit grown right here on the Big Island of Hawaii.
Okay guys, another day here in beautiful Kona, Hawaii means another really fun excursion. Today we have 2 excursions. We're starting our day with the coolest thing. It's like so appropriate for Sean and I. We are doing a coffee tasting / coffee making tour at the Hala Tree Coffee here in Kona. It's supposed to be really cool. We are obsessed with coffee, as many of you know, so it's a great way to drink a lot of coffee and find out how it's made and how we can make better coffee at home. Then we are gonna check out Kona because we'll have a couple hours to kill before diving with the manta rays, which should be an awesome experience. So today's gonna be a pretty fun day. Sean's grabbing the car, as always, and then we'll get on the road.
In case you haven't heard, the Big Island is known for growing some pretty amazing coffee. In fact, Kona coffee is widely regarded as the finest coffee in the world, and in our opinion, it definitely lives up to the hype. Plus, all of the island's coffee is grown right here on the west side of the island, or the Coffee Belt, making it a really convenient drive for us today. Located just 1 hour south of our hotel and about 30 minutes south of Kona in the village of Captain Cook, Hala Tree Coffee is a family-owned coffee farm that's been growing, processing, and roasting award-winning organic coffee since 2012.
Sean, there you are.
You found me.
Are you excited about coffee tasting?
Yeah, in this kind of weather though, I feel like, beer tasting or something is more.
Well, maybe tomorrow.
Maybe tomorrow.
Maybe tomorrow.
Yeah.
We're gonna be all jacked up for our dives. Started our day with 2 cups of coffee in the hotel room. Stopped at Starbucks for my birthday coffee. Now we're doing coffee tasting. Yeah.
Should go to lunch and have some coffee.
Go to lunch, have some coffee, maybe a Diet Coke. All jacked.
It was really interesting to see the coffee beans ready for picking, or rather the ripe, cherry-like pods that house the actual coffee beans. And it was even more interesting to learn some fun facts about our favorite daily beverage. Did you know that coffee trees can essentially live forever? We had no idea either. But once a coffee bean, or cherry, grows on a certain spot on the branch, it can never grow there again, meaning that each tree branch has about a 3-year life cycle before it needs to be pruned back and given a break to regrow over the next 2 years. Sadly, bugs are becoming a bigger and bigger issue for coffee farmers around the globe and threatening the supply more and more each year. According to our tour guide, the world might only be about 5 years away from never drinking another cup of organic coffee. While Sean and I love coffee regardless of being organic or not, it's definitely a sad reality for coffee drinkers and our food supply in general. Luckily, however, this farm had plenty of organic beans on hand and ready to brew so we could enjoy a tasting before heading to downtown Kona for a very exciting lunch. Although eating poke before a dive is highly discouraged by the locals, we couldn't resist a quick lunch at one of Guy Fieri's favorite poke joints right here in Kona. Umeki's didn't disappoint, and we will definitely be back. And if you really want to live on the wild side, don't forget to grab a s'mores cookie from Arai's Bakery, conveniently located right around the corner.
All right, Sean, are you ready to do some scuba diving after that?
I'm ready.
After a big lunch, big, giant, delicious s'mores cookie.
That's good.
It's not great to eat that much before diving, but don't be killed. But yeah, we're gonna drive about 10 minutes north of here to the Kona Hanu Divers and jump on our boat and head to these manta rays. Excited, Sean?
You think that's the Nordhaven we're going on?
Probably not. I think it's a catamaran. My personal favorite, besides Freedom, of course. And there's 2 dives. We're not really sure what to expect. I think the first dive is probably at the same location because the second dive is a night dive. So I'm guessing we're just gonna get acclimated, and then once sun sets, we'll be jumping in with the manta rays.
I never dove at night. I'm a little bit scared.
Yeah, I've dove at night. It's not that bad.
Night light down there for us.
Lots of flashlights. You'll be fine. You'll survive.
I just feel like the sea comes alive at night.
It
You
does.
can't see as well, so it's kind of creepy.
Yeah, it's creepier for sure, but there's gonna be plenty of flashlights, and yeah, it'll be a pretty cool experience.
Hope I survive.
Sean, do your best Guy Fieri that you've been doing for the last 20 minutes.
When I'm in Kona and I want the best.
Yeah, start again.
When I'm in Kona and I want the best poke, I go to Omeki's.
Wait, and where else?
Oh, and when I'm not eating at Foster's, I'm going to Omeki's. If his Omeki's isn't open and it's breakfast time, I'm going to Arise. Come with me to Kona. It's all right here, right now, on diners, drive-ins, and dives.
Wow.
Once we arrived at the marina, the Kona Hanu dive team got us all checked in and on our way to Garden Eel Cove. The ocean currents in this cove attract tons of plankton, a main source of food for manta rays, thus why they love hanging out here. Seeing them isn't guaranteed, but we're hoping to get lucky today. First dive, as expected, was to familiarize us with tonight's main dive site, the campfire. This ring of rocks about 40 feet below the surface is where all of the magic happens after dark. At least we hope. We also dove along the nearby reef where we enjoyed amazing visibility, at least compared to Puget Sound. Interesting fish, and where we got our first glimpse at a few manta rays swimming overhead. That was definitely a nice teaser, but it was nothing like what happens when the sun goes down and the flashlights go on.
Ready to rock?
I'm ready if you are.
Well, we have to wait for the call. I think so.
Once all of us divers got settled around the campfire, it wasn't long before we got to see exactly what we came here for: nature at its best. Thanks to our flashlights and the lights from all of the snorkelers at the surface, we were able to witness the show of our lives as these gentle giants circled overhead. Manta rays are massive and intimidating creatures, especially when they're swimming right over your head. They measure in at about 12 feet wide and over 1,000 pounds. But when you witness their graceful movements and calm demeanor, it's easy to see why they're often referred to as gentle giants of the sea. Manta rays are filter feeders as opposed to bottom feeders. That means at 3 feet wide, their large mouths open wide to allow plankton to swim in and get trapped by their bronchial filters, while the water goes out through their gills. They need to eat 12% of their body weight each week. So this isn't just a show for all of the lights and cameras and curious humans. This is for their survival. Diving with the manta rays was hands down the most magnificent experience of our lives, in the best way I could have ever imagined spending my birthday. Nothing can compare to this once-in-a-lifetime experience. So if you too have this on your bucket list, don't wait. After all, as that wise meme once said, life is short. Book the trip.